I'm Michael Bain and welcome to Triggered. And no, Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. We're in western Colorado near Grand Junction at the Cameo Shooting and Education Center, the best range in the United States. And we're here for a unique event, the Adaptive Defensive Shooting Summit. Now we'll explain how all of ADSS works as we roll along here, but the key thing to remember is everybody has a right to self-defense. Where did the idea for this come from?
So this all came from a phone call from Joyce Wilson, and she had a guy who was an IDPA master shooter, and he was a cop, and he'd gotten in a fight with a mentally ill suspect, and he ended up losing vision and eyesight on one side and needing a cane, and he was worried about not being able to compete as a master level shooter anymore. And my thing was keep shooting as a master, because you're a badass shooter at one point, and people see that something happened to you and you're still out here doing it. And then I said, we should have something though that we can put people with disabilities on as level a playing field as we can create. And so that's what we've done here. We've got no movement, we've got no reloads on the clock, because movement, amputees versus wheelchairs versus a guy with a cane. Reloads, we've got quadriplegics who can't really use their hands that well. If you see Hal, he's got a custom-made handguard, but the dexterity's not there. The amputees, so we've done the best we can to create a level field, and that's what it is.
Stay with us because we've got more from ADSS at the Cameo Center, Western Colorado, when Triggered returns. This week's Triggered is brought to you by Hunters HD Gold. They change so you don't have to. MTM Case Guard, quality shooting sports accessories. And Luth AR. Are you ready? Genuine US made AR parts. When did you first start shooting?
4 or 5 years old, maybe.
So this is something you've been doing your entire life.
Pretty much,
and then you have issues here, the disabilities that you have to overcome, but you still very much want to shoot.
Absolutely.
How hard was it to adapt?
It takes a little bit of getting used to doing. You got to make changes to the way you think about things. It's not necessarily what you're doing, but what you think about and how you do them. Different equipment doesn't hurt. Like the piece I'm using is a ported piece. Helps with the recoil reduction, obviously. That makes it so much easier to shoot. The low bore axis on it, super easy. So,
what would you tell somebody who was looking at some disabilities, looking at some hardships, and said, "Oh, don't be silly, I can't shoot"? What would you tell them?
If I can do it, y'all can do it.
People are learning a defensive skill because in a disabled situation, they are at a disadvantage to a predator.
So the Bureau of Justice Statistics, their data from 2017 to 2019, and that's the bottom of the curve before we pick back up. Able-bodied people had a rate of violent victimization of 11 per 1,000. What do you think it was for people with disabilities?
How much higher?
46 per 1,000.
Good Lord.
And it's simple. I'm not running away. My roundhouse kick is garbage. And so it's just it's the same reason burglars don't break into houses with big dogs. Well, if a guy wants to rob somebody, what's easier than somebody in a wheelchair? You just dump them out, grab a wallet, and go.
The STK series blends the advantages of a striker-fired pistol with everything you love about your 1911. The STK 100 Ultra has an updated frame with more aggressive side grip panels and checkered front and back straps. Didn't stop there. The optic footprint is now larger, which means even more options for your favorite red dot. The new STK from Rock Island Armory. Experience the power and precision today.
Welcome back to Triggered. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that I've been lucky enough to go to great ranges around the United States, around the world, and there is no place like Cameo. The views themselves are spectacular. The shooting challenges, name a sport, any sport. You can shoot it here, you can shoot out to 2,000 yards. You keep expecting to see smoke signals from the tops of the mesas. Let's take a look. First, tell me about this chair. You built this chair.
Yeah, so it's pretty fast.
It's so cool, and it's so compact.
Yeah, people usually think it's a manual chair, and it works as one when you're indoors, or if you run out of battery, you're not stranded.
And I noticed the wheels in the back. I saw you adjust when you shot. You're able to like come back to a little bit of a more comfortable position to move.
Yeah, so I'm a T4, so I don't have great trunk control. So like my center of gravity is a little easier to shoot from back there.
What does shooting give you? What's the appeal to you?
I mean, it's cool to have a sport where I don't really need any like modifications. Like I can just show up to any match, and you know, they might have to move like one obstacle out of the way, but it's usually like pretty accessible. But just out of shooting, like I just love shooting guns. There's not too much else to it. You know, I think self-defense is important and training is important, but you know, I'm not like planning on getting in a gunfight, so it's really just a sport for me.
Well, cool.
We're very generous with the disability term out here. You know, I pretty much led, if you could justify the disability, I'll let you play. Somebody going through cancer, chemotherapy is a disability. That tears you up. Come on out if you can, and we will make every accommodation. If you got to shoot and go sit out, shoot your stage and we'll get you in the air conditioning. Whatever it takes for everybody to come out and have a safe time and to learn, you know? And we've had blind guys out here with dog leading them up to the, you know, whatever it takes, you know?
Now you may get the impression from watching this show that I think the Cameo Center is the greatest range in the country. It is. You might also get the impression that I think ADSS is vitally important, because I do. And finally, you may get the impression that I tremendously admire Trevor Baucom because of everything he's been able to accomplish. And you know what? You'd be right about that too. One of the proudest things I can say is that ADSS was slow getting started until my show, Shooting Gallery, covered the very first event at the SIG Academy in New Hampshire. I'm Michael Bain. You can find us on michaelbain.tv. You can find us on YouTube, on Rumble. You can find us on X. We'll see you next week.